Here we are inside the Benimar Tessoro T486. If we first come to the main Benimar control panel, we will now turn the 12 volt system on by firstly pressing the green one and then making sure that the blue one is on as well. The next one is the water pump. So water pump on, water pump off. We need the water pump on so we can get water out of the taps, fill the boiler if it's been drained, flush the toilet. Next one is for the awning light outside. Buttons along the bottom mainly give us information regarding battery conditions and how much water's in tanks. So this one here will give us a condition of the leisure battery, and then this one here will give us a condition of the vehicle battery. This one will let us know how much fresh water we have on board, and when our grey water tank gets to the point that it needs emptying, a little red light will flash up here to let you know you need to be thinking about pulling that bar at the back and draining the grey water. This last switch here just literally controls the illumination of the control panel. So if you're sleeping in the drop down bed up here in the higher position, you don't have to then stare at the lights of the control panel all night. So literally just hold it in and it works like on a dimmer switch. This light here is indicating that we have main supply connected, and the one above it will illuminate when the engine is running to let you know the alternator is charging the batteries. Beneath that we just have the Truma Combi iNet control panel. Next we have the location of the boiler. So the boiler is located underneath this bench seat here. So if I just remove the cushions, and then if we lift up this part here, you will see the Truma Combi boiler. All you really need to know about the boiler is how to drain the water out of it for winterization. This is done on this little unit here with the blue diamond. So if you were going to manually drain it, you need to twist this blue diamond just here. So twist it, and then at the base of the unit, which is very difficult to see, a little blue button will pop out. To close it back up again, twist, and then come to the bottom and push the button in. To fill it back up again, just make sure you got water in your fresh water tank, and then turn the water pump on, and it will then begin to prime the boiler back up. The beauty of these particular boiler drains are that they're also automatic. So if there's water in the boiler and the outside temperature is cold and the heating is not on in here and the temperature drops below 3 or 4 degrees, that blue button that I just pressed in will pop out and drain all the water out of the boiler. To reset it, all you need to do is push it back in. If it's popping back out, either the blue diamond is not in the correct place, or it's just too cold in the van and you need to turn the heating on to build the temperature back up to allow it to reset. The other side is where we find the battery charger, and then we have the main strip switches just here, and then the 12 volt fuses just here. To be fair, if you're going to blow a 12 volt fuse, it's going to be one of the yellow 20 amp ones. which is for the electric drop down bed. If you have too much stuff on that bed and you raise it, if the motor goes under too much stress, it will pop a fuse. This part here is also part of the battery charger, and it's also what the solar panel on the roof is linked to as well. You do not need to do anything with the solar panel apart from occasionally give it a wipe over. It will smart charge both leisure and vehicle as and when it is required. The main battery charger here and here will also charge the vehicle and habitation battery whilst hooked up to the mains, and the alternator will also do both batteries. The batteries themselves are located underneath each of the passenger and driver seats. So underneath the passenger seat we have the leisure battery, and underneath the driver's seat we have the vehicle battery. Whilst we're perched down here behind the driver's seat, you will see a little switch. This switch here is for the tank heater that is in the waste tank. So if you are using the van in very cold climate and there may be a chance that your waste tank may freeze, you can turn this switch on to avoid frost damage. The freshwater tank does not require it because it is located inside, and it is located underneath the two rear travel seats. So if I now just remove these cushions, and remove this here, you will see the large freshwater tank just here. We have the water pump also sitting on top of it. So if you would like to add cleaning powder to it, like Puri Clean or any other, you can undo that cap there and easily gain access to the tank. We have the Avtex TV just there, and the Avtex TV obviously needs a television aerial, and the digital amplifier for the television aerial on the roof just sits there. You just need to make sure it's on with the red light being on, because you can turn it off on the side, and you can control the boost level just here if it needs tweaking. Also in here we have the iNet box for the Truma Combi heating and hot water. If you wish to connect it up to the iNet, all you need to do is download the Truma app onto a smartphone or a tablet. Once you've downloaded the app, all you then need to do is make sure your Bluetooth is turned on your device, and then launch the app. It will firstly ask you when it loads up to push the Bluetooth button. You will then connect up to the app, and then you will be able to control your heating and your hot water via local Bluetooth. What you can also do is connect it up to a SIM card, hence why that red GSM light is flashing at the moment. Just on the top here there is a SIM card slot, so if you buy a pay-as-you-go SIM card and insert it and register it, you can then turn your heating and your hot water off from further afield. Next we have the Thetford fridge freezer. To turn the unit on and off, it's on this button just here. The unit is currently on, hence why we've got the little blue light. If I now tap this square here, it will re-illuminate to let you know what it is actually doing. So this is an automatic unit, so as long as you're on A for auto, it will find the best power source it can for you. So because we're hooked up to main supply, it's already put us onto mains. If I now ran outside and pulled the lead out, it would then automatically attempt to fire itself up onto gas, and as soon as you start the engine, it will then go over to 12 volt maintain to keep itself cold whilst on the move. You can take it out of auto if you wish. Just hold this button in and you will see it begin to flash. Then use the arrows to pick what you would like. So we have main supply, we have 12 volt maintain, and we have gas. Auto, in my personal opinion, is the easiest one to have it on. Once I've selected what you want, you then pick the temperature just here. And I'll now turn the unit back off again. There we go. Next we have the 2 gas rings and the electric hot plate. Gas rings are easy to light. Just come down to the front here, push in, twist, and push the igniter. There we go. And then we have the electric hot plate here, and the red light comes on to let you know it's in operation. Beneath we have the oven and grill. The controls for that are in one, so they're just on the end here. So push in to the left for the oven, and then if I then go back to off again and then go to the right, we will then fire up the grill. We have the extractor fan just here, and on these vans they do extract directly to the outside. So we have fan on and off on this side, and then lights on and off on this side. Obviously we have the sink. Extremely good water pressure in these vans. Beneath the sink we have the cutlery drawer. The main reason I'm going in here is because tucked in here are all of the gas isolation taps for the van. You will see we have the barbecue point, the cooker, heating and hot water, and the fridge. They're all in the on position, and really they can be left that way. They're more for maintenance than anything else. I always say smell gas in the van, turn the gas bottle off. Next we have the microwave that will work when we're hooked up to the main supply. It is a good idea to remove the contents for travel, and then it just behaves like any normal microwave does. Just twist to start and pick your power setting just here. If we now turn our attention to the ceiling, we have an omni-vent fan which can be used for extraction or for cooling. To raise the roof vent, just turn here, and then to turn the unit on, press the middle button, and then we've got arrows out for extraction and arrows in for cooling. Variable fan speed, so as you press the button, it will speed up. And if I now press the opposite, it will now slow back down again. And if I continue to press, the blades will then stop, spin in the opposite direction, and then draw air in. Do make sure that the roof vent and all roof vents are down for travel. Next we have the washroom. The light switch in here is just tucked underneath the vanity cabinet. And we have the shower, the basin, and then the Thetford cassette toilet. The bowl does swivel all around for comfort. To open up to the cassette, slide the grey lever across, and then to flush, push the blue button, and then I will close to the cassette again. If this has not been closed like it is now, and you try to remove the cassette, it will not come out. So if you're having resistance when trying to remove, it may be highly likely that somebody's left the grey lever open and you just need to close it again. The cassette does have a level indicator in it, and the level indicator is just here. So as the cassette fills up, this green square will change to red. We then have a large wardrobe here, and if I then close the door, we then have exactly the same again, also here as well. And then beneath it we have some little steps so you can get right to the back of that wardrobe, and then if I open the door we can also gain access to the garage space. With the drop down bed, this is extremely easy to use. Let me just move this cushion out of the way for 1 second. I'll just rest it on top of the other one. There we go. All we need to do is just press the button and the bed will descend. If you're having it in the higher position, you can then obviously hook the ladder onto these 2 points here, and if you are if you have a tendency of falling out of bed, you can use these cargo nets that then hook up onto these parts here. If you are going to lower the bed to the lowest position it goes, you must make sure that you turn off the lights beneath it, which are done on the light switches by the entrance door just here. Because if they're on and they get very, very close to the upholstery, they can scorch it. If the bed does fail, you can wind it up and down manually. And the location of the wind nut is just here. You do have the wind tool in the rucksack that you get from Benimar.